Inside Pitch with Bob Wolff. Brought to you by Palmolive Rapid Shave. Outshaves the brush, outshaves the tube. Rapid Shave outshaves them all. And by Rapid Shave Menthol. So cool, so great, you'll scarcely feel the razor.
Here's Bobby Bragan, the Cleveland Indians manager. You know, you often hear folks say, just what type of a ball player does a manager like? Is he a fellow who has to hit the ball hard or field well? Perhaps the best thing to do is to ask a manager himself, just what is a manager's ball player? And Bobby Bragan will give us that answer. We'll get things underway in just a minute. But first, here's something else I'd like you to see. Every manager likes a winning ball player, a man who knows how to use his talents well, and of course, a man who has talents, a fellow who can hit, field, or if he's a pitcher, can fire that ball. But perhaps there's something more. Perhaps there's something else a manager looks for. Let's ask Bobby Bragan, the Cleveland Indians manager. How about it, Bobby? You are in the position of looking at ball players day in and day out. What do you look for? What sort of ball player do you want to play for you?
Well, as you indicated, you like a winning ball player. But there are countless ball players, Bob, that have fine arms, can hit a ball for distance, and can run. And still in all, if you play this particular ball player, you'll find that you have a losing ball club. Now, there are reasons for this, and as far as I'm concerned, it's because he doesn't like the game sufficiently. I'll take the ball players. I know just a few years back, Paul Richards was managing the White Sox, and on that club was Minnie Miñoso in left field, Nellie Fox at second base, Jim Rivera in right field, and Ferris Fain at first base. And Richards made the statement that he had 4 ball players playing every day, the likes of which no other major league manager could say the same. Now, that's with 4. Now, you'd think that an ideal situation would be to have 9 every day.
Mm-hmm.
But he was bragging, and justifiably so, about the fact that he had 4. Well, at the present time, we've got that same Miñoso that I mentioned in left field. And we have a couple other boys that play equally as hard as Minnie. But I would say 2 or 3 are possessed with the same amount of determination, the same amount of steady and desire as possessed in the body of Orestes Miñoso.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, to go a bit further, Bob, I would think that a ball player who's pitching on a given night or a given day, let's say against the Yankees, I think that the time the previous day that he would spend the most to his advantage would be a study of that lineup that's been playing for the Yankees and the extra men that are sitting on the bench that can come up and hurt him in a given spot in that ball game, rather than concern themselves with some funny incident in the newspaper or some wreck on the front page or some novel unimportant about the ball game that faces him. And the same for the shortstop, the second baseman, and the ball player that's going to be playing against this club. The fellow that makes a study of trying to do. I know there are several ball players on each club that have this approach to the game.
Mm-hmm.
When a scout goes out and looks at a young fella and gives him $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 a sign, it's a very risky proposition because of the fact that no matter how well he can do the physical things, there's no way to look in here or to look in here and see just what that boy is made of. How well does he like to play this game? That determines whether or not he's a manager's ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow that if he's in a rundown, he's apt to get out of it. A fellow that when he approaches a base, if a fielder is waiting on one side of the base, always slides to the other side. If he's given an opening in any situation, he'll take it. If a ball is fumbled in the outfield on a routine single, player X will go to second base, player Y is content to stay at first base with his legitimate single. It's the same a bunt situation. The ball is thrown over second base. If the fellow's name is Nellie Fox and he's playing second base, he's back on the foul line over there to receive that overthrow. because he anticipated the possibility of a bad throw by the catcher or the pitcher. The fellow that's in the game, you know, I think it gets back to a philosophy. A good manager's ball player has the feeling that he's only going to be in the major leagues a short while. And it's the same feeling when he comes to a ballpark. I'm only going to be out here a few hours. So I may as well give it what I have, however much that is. And if that's not enough, then I have no regrets once the game's over, and I take my uniform and cap and shoes and hang them in the locker. I did all I could. There wasn't anything that I could do to make that game go another way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my idea of a manager's ball player, and I'm glad that I've got a few of those on my ball club. Of course, it would be an ideal situation to have 25, but no manager that I ever heard of has been fortunate enough to have 25, and the same thing goes with managing. It's a lot better if the manager studies that lineup and makes a study of what pitchers respond better every fourth day and fifth day, and which ball players need to rest and which ones can play every day. So it becomes a study with him too, and I think that places the manager in the same category as the player. He's got to be given 100% too.
Mm-hmm. Bobby, I've never heard it better stated than you have just now.
Well, you're very kind, Rob. Thank you very much.
I'll be back with Bobby Bragan in just a minute. But first, here's something else I'd like you to see. Bobby Bragan, what's the most exciting thing that ever happened to you during a baseball game?
Unquestionably, it was a two-base hit that I got in the 1947 World Series between the Yankees and the Dodgers. I was called on to pinch hit and delivered a double in a 4-run inning, and we won that 6th game and forced the series into 7 games, but unfortunately, we lost that 7th game to the Yankees.
Well, that must have been a big moment for you.
Biggest thrill I ever had.
Our guest has been Bobby Bragan. This is Bob Wolff speaking with your Inside Pitch.
The Inside Pitch with Bob Wolff has been brought to you by Palmolive Rapid Shave. Outshaves the brush, outshaves the tube. Rapid Shave outshaves them all. And by Rapid Shave Menthol. So cool, so great, you'll scarcely feel the razor.